Hi guys, this is Mr. Mark, and today, sometime today, I'm going to come back later and live stream me trying Krita for the first time. And you ask yourself, what is Krita? And you go to their website, and I open it up, Krita is a drawing tool. It's the equivalent to paint and pencil, kind of like a combination of Google Draw and Inkscape or some other drawing program out there. So the way you get started, if you want to do this before I come back, because I got to take my son to his language class a little later, I'm going to use the Windows installer just to download it, and you can find it by searching for Krita online, Krita, and then you download it and it just works really good. So that's what I'm assuming anyway. Did I just click the button? Windows download Krita, and there we go, there it is. So I'll just put it in my downloads folder under my apps, and then I'll just save it, and it's 123 megabytes. And if you got a fast computer, it'll work great. So we're just waiting for it to download. Okay, back to Krita here. It says it's done, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it, and it goes into this mode here. And I better close this one so it installs correctly. No, don't save it, because I had the old version. I'm updating. And it says English, yes, do it. Okay, I accept the terms. Yes, go ahead. Next. I agree. Oh, golly. Who reads those? Install. And there it goes. Extract. And then it goes into the install. And it's complete. And finished. So I have Windows 11 on here. So my Krita, where did it go? It should be up here somewhere. So let's see, Windows Tools, Video, Graphics. Is it in Graphics? There it is. So I just hit it and open it up. And wow, you saw how fast that was, right? So, okay, so let's just go back to the beginning and go to Krita in the beginning here, and I was looking at it earlier, and it showed me that there's a section on there where it gets into how to do Krita, and it probably was the learn part, and it tells you about Krita, free and open source, free and open source, cross-platform application that offers end-to-end solution for creating digital art files. Let's see, what does it do? It does paintings, illustration, concept art, matte painting, texture, comics, and animation. Krita's tools, blah 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 blah, and then you get these different things you can do with Krita. These are tutorials, how to do things, and then there's the getting started. And probably the getting started is where you want to go. And then it starts you here. So this is exactly what I was looking for. It gets you to here, and I just went through the installation. Then we go to starting Krita, and it is the same page that I have right here on the side, on the left side of the screen here. And it tells you, okay, to create a new document, you click on File, click New. Okay, then we'll get the Options window, and it's going to tell me to create an A4 document with 300 ppi, predefined. And then it's going to talk to me about the brushes, erasing, saving, and opening files. So let me go ahead and do that. Now, here's also, I can click New right here as well, and it'll bring up this. You can go File, New, or you can click this shortcut button here, the menu button. So I look at this here, and I'm going to go to Dimensions. Predefined is what I want. I want A4 300 ppi. I want to make sure that it's 8-bit color, RGB, and then I just click Create. boom, and there it is. There's my starting page. Okay, and then it goes into the brushes, and it says that when you do the brushes, it defaults automatically when you do a new page, like I just did. It defaults automatically to the paintbrush tool, and you can see it over here on the left side of the screen. It says the freehand paintbrush tool. Now here, I looked at this a little earlier. Another trick I found that if you hold down the shift button and kind of scroll, you can increase the size of your brush. If you notice at the top center, the size of my brush is increasing as I move up. So if I want, I can just come here and make my brush super big, just like that. And then I want to change something. I want to go into my colors. So I know I can double click this and it should bring up some color thingy. There it is. That's the one I want. And I want to just go ahead and use this color here because then I can just paint the sky. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty nice, like that. And then let's say maybe I want some green grass. And I just click that. And you got to click the box to get it to work. Otherwise, it gives you problems. We don't like problems. Okay, there's my green grass. So I'm started to draw something. Yay, okay. And then you can just experiment with the different things that you can do with it. You know, for example, let's say I want to change the foreground color to something, when I go to blue, maybe something a little bit darker, and click OK, like the sun's going down, we got different sky, or it's a cloudy day, you know, or something, you know, and then the sky is changing, you know, and this is dark and this is not so dark. And then let's see, let's change the pen. Let's pick a different pen. So here I have a different pen that I can play with here. This could be a stream or something like that. I don't know. This pen, what does this pen do? This pen, what does this pen do? Pen. Oh, it's not available. What? So far, so good. Let's change the color. So that color is getting boring. Let's go with pink. Click OK. Okay, and then I can draw something here. Okay, so let's see what else we got. We have these brushes down here. What do these brushes do? Well, that looks interesting. I can always make it bigger by coming up here and then just like that. And this looks like some kind of charcoal one. Frizzy on the outside. Actually, looks like the one I just used, actually. This one here, let's click on a different one. Oh, I'm clicking on the picture. You got to click on the brush. Different one, let's make it bigger. Looks like some kind of sponge, doesn't it? So let's change the color again to go to orange. That looks good. And this is my orange brush. You do all sorts of things with this. It looks like, what are these colors down here? Oh, it doesn't say it's available for this color space. Well, that's just sad. There you go. Okay. This one here. Well, that's interesting. Let's go find a dark green somewhere. There's green. I'm going to drag this over here like this. And we can just start throwing some green in there. Hello, green. How are you? And this one looks like well, let's scroll down some more. They got a lot of interesting things here that I've never seen before. Okay, so I don't know what this is. This is some kind of clone tool. If you mouse over each one, it'll tell you what it is. Interesting. So if I click that and then I come here, it's just weird. Weirdness is going on. I don't know what this one does. It does like that. Yeah, so, okay, so those are my brushes. So basically, I got brushes, yay. I can make rectangles. Let's change the color again. Let's make it a gray, gloomy gray. And I can make rectangles and they pop up. Oh, that's nice. It uses the brush that I selected to make the rectangle. That's pretty cool. I don't know what this is. Let's see. It's just a rectangle. What about this one? What does this one do? Oh, look at that one. That's pretty interesting. That did some kind of weird rock thing. And I just noticed if I right click, I can bring up a different window for different things, which is cool. There's my grayness. So I can zoom out by using the wheel on my mouse. It just made everything weird. Let's get rid of gray. It's just blending in with the wrong colors. Okay, let's do okay again. Okay, let's zoom out again. Click. Click. Now does this have snapping? Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool looking. The way it did that. I don't see snapping anywhere, but I just got this program. Now it also has a shapes tool. So can I click on this and have it do stuff? Nope, I cannot. I think it has vector-based abilities as well. Let's see, we're done with the brush presets. That's great. Tool options. Notice the tool options for each brush. The tools are here and the tool options are here. And the tool options are where you set how you want things to go, you know. Like if I do this, it looks like that. If I put over here, this changes the tool a little bit. I don't see how just yet, but that's pretty cool. It goes into erasing, saving, and opening files. If you want to erase, you just scroll up to the eraser up here and you set the size. For example, if I want to erase most of this, I'll just do like click on the eraser and it should work. Okay, let's do it like this. Eraser. Nothing's happening. How about this one here? Nothing. That's just weird. Oh, wow. I can move this stuff. Why is it that I can move it? I think I know why. I think everything's on a layer. So I have a vector layer, a paint layer, and a background layer. Oh, check that out. Those are 2 layers. I have paint layer and background layer. And a layer lets me change things. I can grab one of these points over here and move it around. Look at that. Who knew you could do that? Not me. But somebody who does Krita all the time is probably going, wow, I knew that. And everybody in the world knows that. I don't. So then it goes over some basic contents. That's the next page. A raster vector. A raster image is an image made up of dots, and a vector image is something that's made up of lines and geometry and things like that. So let me just click on it. So here's an indication of a pixel. The dots are the pixels. So if I zoom in, apparently, and I zoom in as far as I can go, and I can zoom in pretty close, you can see the pixels on the screen as I zoom in and zoom in and zoom in. Each pixel has a color in it, and the colors change as you zoom out to create your whole picture. It says, in contrast to raster images, vector graphic images are based on mathematical expression, are independent of the pixels. If you want to draw a rectangle on a vector layer, you're actually drawing paths that passing through points called nodes, which are located on specific coordinates of the x and y axis. So if I want to draw on the vector layer here, I'm creating a rectangle because that's what I wanted, or I'm creating a circle on the inside. And can I hold this down in its shape? No. Okay, yeah, I can constrain it just like that. And now when I zoom in, it should look a little different. But if I click here, I see the path here of my circle. If I click up here, see what happens. I can round the edges. This works similar to Inkscape, which is pretty cool because Inkscape works the same way, grabbing it like that. So cool. So it talks about the image. It says in a painting program, 3 major containers that make up your workspace. The image, I guess, is one of them. The most important is the image, and then we have the view, and there's the dockers. And I guess these side things are the dockers, the windows. Canvas and Krita. Then it talks about the canvas. So let me zoom out so we can see my whole canvas. There's my canvas. And let me try something real quick. In Google, I can roll my mouse wheel and go up and down or in and out, or I can press Shift and it doesn't do anything. Nope. Shift, roll the mouse wheel. Nope. Shift. Nope. Let me see if I'm on here if it'll do it. No, it doesn't do it. So basically, what I'm trying to do is in other programs, you hold down the Shift button, roll the mouse wheel, you go left and right. You release the mouse wheel, you go up and down. There's probably a setting for that, and I just don't know it yet. We get to the canvas, and it talks about your canvas. And Krita, it says when you create a new document, you'll see a rectangular white area. So if I go new, and I make sure it's at A4, and I click create, it goes to the white area. That's my canvas, and you can see it. So the area marked by the red rectangle is the canvas. So that's the same thing I got. When you save the painting as a JPEG or PNG, etc., or take the print out of the painting, the only content inside this area is taken into consideration. So this area is what you save. This area is just nothing's there. Nothing's there. So it talks layers, composites, vector layers, and other layers. So when I first open, I have a paint layer in the background, and if I click this button here and then click that, then I think let's see, let's go to paint. Let's make sure I'm in. Okay, I should be able to draw a rectangle, and I'm not drawing. So let's just click here and try it again. Paintbrush tool. Now, why can't I paint? I'm not sure. Let's just hit the paintbrush tool. Nothing's happening. The paint layer. There's the background. Background's locked. Notice that background's locked, unlocked. So I should be able to create something. Fill patterns. Nothing's happening. I don't know why. I guess we'll get back to it. To make something happen. I gotta make something happen here. So let's go to the size. Nothing. Well, oh, click a brush. That was it. You gotta click the brush. Things you learn. Okay, so let's try this vector thing again. Vector, you probably want to move the tool. So let's go here. No. So if you want to paint, you need to have a brush selected. I hope you guys notice that. Now I have a brush selected so I can paint all sorts of things. Oh, this is cool. Poly lines. Cool, cool. That's pretty cool. And this is this vector? This looks like vector. Oh yeah, okay. So I can make a rectangle. I thought that would be a vector. Can I just add a vector layer? Add a vector layer. There we go. Look at that. Look at all the layers you can add. A file layer, vector layer, clone layer. So now when I do this, I'm on my vector layer. Whoa, check that out. That was kind of big. And then when I double click it, I can see the various layers here. And then the layers, you can manipulate layers. You know, what pops up? So if you look over here for my options that pop up, this is how I can edit things, you know, to make them different. How do I get the size of that down? That's just so big, these things here. So let's bring the size down. Can I do it like this? Whoa. if you drag each one of these, there's this one here, I can pull it out. There's a lot you can do with this. You just got to play with it. And then brush engines, colors, what else is on here? Transparency, blending modes, mask. These all seem like little classes by themselves. So this is the getting started video. Anything else there? Let's see, navigation. And this tells you the navigation area. So it says A is the traditional file or action menus. So right up here is the traditional file and action menus. The toolbar, B is right below it. This is the toolbar. This is where you can choose your brushes, set parameters such as opacity, size, and other settings. For example, opacity is next to the size of the brushes. I can flip things over, turn it upside down. I can crop it. The sidebars for the movable panels are the dockers. In some applications, these are known as docker areas. Krita also allows you to dock panels on the top and the bottom. So, and it's talking about this side here and this side over here. And then at the bottom, it talks about the status bar. It shows the preferred mode for showing selections. So you can see this down here. So if I click on anything, everything just seems to change to something else. And you can see the status bar down there. And then the E is the floating panel docker. And that just means that if I grab one of these, I can pull it out. Grab it, pull it out. That's what I thought it meant. Popped in or out of their docks at any time to see the greater range of options. There's probably a way to do it, and this is probably it. Let's move this down. Oh, if I... There we go. Now I can play with my color settings, change things. Oh, there it goes, into green. Panning and zooming can be done through space plus the left, so space plus the left mouse, so I can zoom in like that and move it around. And the directional keys. So they click. Doesn't seem to be working. Zooming, discrete zooming can be done through the plus and minus key. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay, that works. Mirroring, you can mirror the view with the M key. That looks weird. Okay, flip it over, I guess. Okay, rotating, you can rotate the canvas by pressing Control and the shortcut key. Shortcut are 4 keys, so let's press Control, press the 4 key. Oh, there it goes, just like that. That's kind of cool. In case I want to draw a landscape. Functional panels are known as dockers, and that's what these are over here. The dockers. And see, I just put that back in there by pressing on it. If this, I don't want to close it, but I can pull it out if I want. And if you're working on 2 screens, this could be helpful. Let's put it back in. Sliders. Sliders is what you have at the top up here. These are sliders. And then your toolbars, workspace chooser. And the workspace chooser is right here. Right down here. And then the pop-up palette, just right click and your pop-up palette will come up. That's pretty cool. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so it does a review for you. Coming from Photoshop, if you're coming from Photoshop, you can read about this here and what Krita has better than Photoshop and what Krita doesn't have. And if you're coming from Paint Tool SAI, it gives you some info there. Let's see what's next. And there's the Photoshop stuff. And wow, it has a lot there. And this must be the Paint Tool SAI. We're not going to read that. And then it talks into using tablets to draw, which is cool, you know, because the tablets won't give you specifics on programs. So this looks pretty cool. You can get a tablet and plug it into your machine. They're not cheap, but they look like they could be pretty helpful. Krita operating system, hardware, Wacom tablets, Wacom. I have an old one from 20 years ago. Still works though, I think. And then we go into loading brushes. Oh, we don't want to get into that here. That looks like it will be a long, boring thing. It's one of those things you do when you have nothing else to do. The brush editor, which could be helpful. You can load your favorite brushes so you don't have to move anything. The mirror tool, and this one's a pretty cool one. You only have to decide half of it and click the button and it will automatically mirror it. That's cool. So that could be very handy. And let me check this save real quick. Save as, or in the export, does it have export? Export, okay. So let's see, save as. I just want to see if this will go output as a GIMP. Oh, it has GIMP brush, so that's cool. JPEG images. PBM, Photoshop, TGA, TIFF. Those are rasters. Okay, so let me check something else. Okay, let's go to export. Export. Let's see what kind of exports we got. We can export it as a TIFF. You know, actually all I'm looking for is to see if I could use this on a 3D printer. Design something here and export it with 3D or something. I don't see it. What is export advanced? No, I don't see that there. Cancel. So what else we got? Export advanced, save as sessions. No, okay, well, that was interesting. Nothing there that I want. It talks about drawing. Very cool stuff. And there's some tutorials in here. So let me go back up to the top. And let's go back to Krita. Where can I find a link? Backspace to Krita. Krita's official website. So we go there. Let's click back over here. Go back to the learn part. So if you want to learn some things, you can go to tutorials and tutorials and how-tos, how to learn how to do stuff. The get started we just went through. The reference manual you can find here. General concepts about things. The Krita frequently asked questions, and then other resources. So I would suggest doing the tutorials, starting there. There's a lot there. Gosh, there's so much there to talk about, just about everything. So if you're into drawing or something like that, this might be a good website for you to use. So, okay, so that's about it. I got to take my son to his tutoring class. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.